In the immense blue expanse of Earth's oceans, among the coral gardens and reef plateaus, lives one of the most dazzling yet lesser-known wonders of the marine world, the Christmas tree worm. Though small and often overlooked, these marine creatures are architectural marvels and crucial reef dwellers, whose existence adds color, complexity, and stability to coral ecosystems. Known scientifically as Spirobranchus giganteus, Christmas tree worms derive their common name from their unique spiral-shaped appendages that resemble the branches of a Christmas tree. These trees are not for show, they are vital feeding and breathing structures, extending from their tube-like bodies to catch microscopic plankton floating through the water. The ocean is a realm of both the giant and the minuscule. While whales sing and sharks roam, the Christmas tree worm exists in a different dimension, one defined by patience, symbiosis, and extraordinary adaptability. Found in tropical coral reefs all over the world, especially in the Caribbean Sea and Indo-Pacific, these worms are typically no more than 1.5 inches long. Despite their tiny size, their colorful spirals, blue, orange, yellow, pink, or white, can catch the eye of divers and underwater photographers instantly. But these worms are more than just ornamental. Their spirals, or radioles, are feathery gills used to both breathe and trap plankton from the water. The worm itself lives in a calcium carbonate tube it secretes into coral. Once attached to the coral, it never moves again. The worm relies entirely on the health and protection of the coral in which it embeds itself. Each spiral is a precisely engineered structure of radiating filaments that can detect movement, vibrations, and changes in light. If danger approaches, the worm reacts in milliseconds, retracting instantly into its tube and sealing the opening with a protective trapdoor called the operculum. The movement is almost too fast to follow, a blink-and-you-miss-it moment of marine reflexes. Beyond their survival instincts, Christmas tree worms play a key role in reef ecosystems. By creating tiny pockets within coral structures, they help promote oxygenation and circulation within the coral's surface. They also assist in stabilizing reefs and preventing erosion by binding to coral skeletons. Their feeding activity helps regulate plankton populations, maintaining balance in the ecosystem. Even their symbiotic relationships are remarkable. Coral polyps provide the worm with a secure home, while the worm's presence helps protect the coral from overgrowth of algae or sedimentation. In some cases, fish and crustaceans take refuge among the worm's spirals, forming micro-communities within a few square centimeters. Their reproduction is equally fascinating. Christmas tree worms reproduce by external fertilization. Males and females release sperm and eggs into the water column, relying on currents to bring the gametes together. After fertilization, the larvae become free-swimming plankton until they find a suitable coral to settle on, often the same species they came from. They then secrete their protective tubes and begin their sedentary lives. Despite their resilience, Christmas tree worms are vulnerable. The health of coral reefs directly affects their survival. Climate change, coral bleaching, and ocean acidification threaten to decimate the very coral habitats these worms depend upon. A single bleaching event can wipe out entire communities of Christmas tree worms embedded in the dying coral. In areas where coral is gone, so too is the colorful dance of these tiny spiral worms. Yet their adaptability gives scientists hope. Some studies suggest that Christmas tree worms can persist on partially bleached or stressed corals better than expected. Their quick retraction abilities protect them from predation, and their small size helps them hide in the crevices of degraded reefs. However, their future is closely tied to the broader battle to save coral reefs across the globe. In marine culture and scientific exploration, Christmas tree worms are often used as bioindicators of reef health. Their presence or absence can tell researchers about the state of the reef, sedimentation levels, and long-term environmental changes. Where Christmas tree worms flourish, chances are the reef is healthy. Where they vanish, a silent collapse may be underway. For ocean lovers, snorkelers, and scuba divers, the thrill of spotting a living reef dotted with these radiant spirals is unforgettable. It reminds us that the beauty of the ocean doesn't always roar like a whale or prowl like a shark. Sometimes, it sways gently in the current, no bigger than a thumb, painted in the brightest colors imaginable. The Christmas tree worm is proof that even the smallest life forms can hold immense significance. From coral gardens to underwater cliffs, they are both engineers and artists, designing homes, fueling ecosystems, and dazzling all who are lucky enough to find them. In the end, understanding creatures like the Christmas tree worm helps us appreciate the fine threads that weave the ocean's fabric. If the reefs are cathedrals of marine biodiversity, then these tiny worms are among their stained glass windows, colorful, intricate, fragile, and essential.